Have you been defining your functions with opening curly braces next to the function definition like this? If so, you're doing it wrong. In fact, according to GNU's coding standards, you should be putting the open brace that starts the body of the function in column 1 so that they will start a defun. Defun? Defunction. Let's just go with that. And here you might be wondering, what the f is a defun? And that's fair. Unless you were born in 1948, odds are you've never used the Lisp programming language. Defun is simply the keyword or symbol used to define a function in Lisp. Hence defun or define function. But here's the kicker. The reason for this coding standard is basically that Emacs was extended to handle C. They just made the most minimal change possible to include the check for an open curly brace in column 1 as well, effectively forcing developers to format their C code so that Emacs Lisp brain navigation can be compatible with it. But if you ask them, it's because several tools look for open braces in column 1 to find the beginning of C functions. Whether this is true or not is anybody's guess, and I'm not going to go through several tools to find out. And who knows, maybe you're taking a liking to these coding standards. If that's the case, then the sponsor of this video has you covered. Did you know that you can have your AI coding assistant retain these coding standards, or any other coding standard for that matter, across projects? Mem0 is a persistent AI memory layer, and the best part about it? It's open source. First, install your AI agent of choice. Then just vibe code your way through the rest of the configuration. At some point, you'll need a Mem0 API key. So get started with Mem0 by creating an account, preferably by using my affiliate link in the description below to get a 3-month free starter subscription. Then simply generate an API key, copy it, and paste it into your config. Finally, tell your agent to use the coding standards of your choice. Now, our AI agent is a GNUologist in their own right. But anyways, back to the golden standards of code. Now you might be wondering, why does GNU coding standards care about Emacs? Well, GNU tools are very tightly tied to Emacs. So what we get is this, coding standard? But I have a question for you. At a glance, can you spot the difference between a function call and a keyword? That's because the different spacing between the two visually distinguishes a keyword from a function call. But apparently, none of that shit matters in the world of GNU. Because in GNU's alternate reality, they prefer to always put a space before an opening parentheses. And based on the code examples in their docs, it seems that they apply this uniformly. And the reasoning behind this? You'll want to brace yourself because you're in for a treat.
I find it easier to read a program when it has spaces between the open parentheses.
Wait, what? Anyways, riddle me this. When you're writing out a code comment and you end a sentence with a period, before starting the next sentence, do you add 1 space? Wrong. It's 2 spaces. Why? Because once again, GNUologists are forcing you, the developer, to adjust your code to account for Emacs functional limitations. Because in a comment like this one, how does Emacs distinguish between the end of a sentence and the period used in an abbreviation, like Mr.? I'll tell you how. You add code that can handle sentence boundary detection. I mean, what are we, in the 4th grade? Come to think of it, I wonder what Linus has to say about all this. Well, if that's something you're curious about as well, you can find out by clicking the suggested video on your screen.